I got my computer on, got the lights on. I mean,
but Eric, show him the secondary thing.
Oh yeah, man. We manage it. Hold on, let me get out of these hotkeys so y'all can kind of see.
Eric is so official with this shit. Look at all the cool things.
Yeah, man. We got another camera angle. Ooh, we trying to do something, man.
I have another angle, but I'm not brave enough to switch my cameras. Because the one time I switched the camera, I ended up not being on the stream for the rest of the night.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, that sucked. We could hear you, but we couldn't see you.
I mean, Eric held it down, but it was just
and I'm sure everybody was so upset that they had to look at my face, my wonderful face.
Eric seems to want to antagonize. Why do you Eric antagonize?
Hey, listen, I'm trying to learn how to troll. You know, I'm not a social media person. I'm not. I think I'm kind of getting the hang of it, but no. Question in the chat. And Jesse says, "Are there still undecided voters?" I'm gonna say yes. I wasn't undecided. Heero wasn't undecided.
But there are still. So
there's quite a few.
If you scroll up I don't know how far you can scroll in the chat. If you can, the first link I posted was let me see if I can just copy the link.
Yeah, it's there. If you scroll up in the chat, there's a YouTube link.
Okay, so like if you that YouTube link, basically. I made a video where I was just basically explaining from a Democratic, I put out my biases right away. Like, hey, if you're Democratic and you don't know how to vote or who you're voting for, this is my playbook. But I also came to the stark realization that a lot of people don't know what's on their ticket. They don't know about their amendments. Like here in Nebraska, there is an amendment going down right now to remove the word slavery from the definition of a prisoner. That should have happened long time ago, but that's up for debate right now in 2020. And people didn't know about that. So explaining those things is what I was trying to do in that video. And also, if you share this video, I'm putting it in there. If you share this video, you will be entered into a raffle to win $100. Just share it with me and somebody else.
This keyboard sucks. I just realized on my keyboard, I can't press exclamation point. There's no exclamation point.
You don't have a shift or a function?
My shift, my shift is working because I'm capitalizing words, but my exclamation point isn't. I'm getting upset because I like to use the exclamation point. Anyway, interrupting. As far as the undecided voters, now, I was having a conversation with some people recently, and there's definitely a lot of undecided voters, and there's people who are really kind of, I think, represent middle America. They're like on the fence. It's like because they see things about Trump that they don't like, and a few things that they saw that they were like, oh, that's pretty decent. And the contrawise of that is true as well. There's people who like Joe Biden, and there's things about him that are like, that's kind of suspect. It's kind of scummy. I'm not feeling that either. Me, I'm gonna tend to lean towards. Yeah, I mean, if y'all been watching long enough, or if y'all talk to me, y'all already know that I voted for the president. Not because I think the president is intelligent, not because I think the president can string together 5 sentences, but I go by, the things that I think are beneficial to me and my people group versus Joe Biden. Other people have an opinion that's completely in contradiction to mine, that they think Joe Biden, whose mentor was Robert Byrd, a known Klan recruiter.
I'm still waiting for that reference.
Oh, did it not? I thought I dropped the link in the chat. Did you check the chat?
My bad.
No, I did not. I clicked on it, but I did not post it. So hold on, let me drop that in there for you. So he did I clicked off of it. Yeah, he did and he eulogized this guy when he died. So yeah, but this is from Newsweek.
Newsweek, Eric?
I don't know what is Newsweek, liberal, conservative. I'm gonna go back and find something else. I don't know Newsweek. Let me go back.
Don't you bring no third parties into this?
Hey man, Breaking news: New Texas polling results. I need to open in a new tab. Yeah, shout out to
But
Newsweek.
also, um, as the debate, you guys can. I'm gonna turn up the debate real quick in the chat. Just let me know you guys can hear the debate.
Yeah, we got 10 minutes before it starts, so I think that's
okay.
perfect.
I just want to make sure. Can you guys?
While there is always drama,
I can hear the volume, so I know you guys can hear it. All right. But the thing that I want to kind of Eric gave us about the two candidates and undecided voters. I think a lot of undecided voters are struggling right now because they have been overwhelmed with so much information, just tiresome amounts of information, copious amounts of information.
Is the Hill pause? Are we considering the Hill a left-leaning organization?
It doesn't have to be left. It just has to. Is it an opinion piece or is it sourced?
I'm dropping the link. Let me see if it says opinion. It doesn't say opinion on it. Even though I probably would consider it ones by Sam Youngman. It was written in. This is 10 years old, so this is great. This is great. I think
Biden remembers Bird Mentor as a
mentor and a dear friend.
Okay.
And there are quotes I see in there as well.
Let me pull this into the main chat. But basically, the people who are undecided are like stuck between rock and they both have shortcomings. But I think a lot of why I vote the way I vote is because I'm not someone who's going to suffer based on who the president is. The current president will not hinder my lifestyle, but the things and the causes that matter to me, social justice reform, children being locked up on the border, Georgia forcing women to have hysterectomies. These things matter to me. And my vote will change the administration from doing that. 240,000 people are dead due to a virus. There's no coming back from that. At the end of the day, we are looking down a possibility before 12/31/2020 of 500,000 people being dead in this country from a virus that has killed less than 34,000 in Australia. North Korea.
Okay. So before this debate starts, what did they do differently than us? What did Sweden do? What did Australia do? What did New Zealand do?
They put on the fucking mask.
Actually, no, they did not.
Australia didn't put on masks?
So Sweden.
I don't know Sweden's number. I'm talking about the nations who have done the best with this virus.
Sweden is one of them, and you know how they fixed it? Herd immunity. And you know what they're doing? They're walking around right now with no mask on. Everything's open.
Sweden is doing herd immunity?
They did.
And they have proper contact tracing?
Nope, they're open and no one's sick. Their numbers are lower than the majority of civilized nations in the world.
Okay, I would have to see that one.
I literally saw this on video. I was just blown away. I was like, what in the world?
If Sweden is taking but still, one isn't the exception to the rule. We have thousands of other states, hundreds of other countries who have lost thousands of people from this virus. That one person isn't the exception to the rule. Am I right?
Yeah, exceptions aren't the rule.
Okay, so with this logic in mind, the vast majority of countries who locked down, wore masks, and appreciated social distancing, by no one other than third world countries, and even some third world countries are doing better than us. We supposed to be number one. We supposed to be top of the block. We supposed to be guns, freedom, and eagles. And we don't got none of that shit right now. Why? Because the orange one.
Okay. We won't call the president President Trump.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not calling names. Yeah. I'm sorry. Even though you said the piss Cuomo, but I'm not going. Knock
he's not the president.
Oh, okay. We're giving respect to titles now, not just the people.
Yeah, to titles.
Oh, okay. No,
I mean, listen, I didn't clown his older brother.
His older brother is his old. I mean,
his older brother is Governor Cuomo, and I don't like him, but I'm gonna respond to him.
I'm not
all right,
you know.
Listen, I don't like Barry, but if I saw him to his face, I was like, well, Mr. President, that's the respect he gets. And
Real quick, this is the article that Eric was referencing about Joe Biden. I'll put it. He put it in chat already.
Yeah.
But let's get back to it. Let's start listening in. Then we're gonna get to it, guys.
It said the debate starts in 12 minutes. It's 5 till. Like, what's the problem?
Because I mean, are you seeing who just walked on screen? They're doing the wife's introductions.
I must be behind then. Well, I must be behind on YouTube. It's Facebook's way behind. Yeah. So I'm looking at it on YouTube. Oh, and it's way behind. Okay, I see wives. They're panning. Well, your child. Look at them elbow bumping. And why? And I'm not elbow bumping with dudes who ain't got no mask on. I'm just.
Who doesn't have a mask on?
A couple of those guys up there. Kenneth Wallach, whatever his name was.
I'm looking on C-SPAN.
All right, I'm gonna watch on C-SPAN.
There's nothing happening on C-SPAN right now. So, all right, real quick before we start, guys. Identifiers, please. Somebody, if you can look on Biden, if you're looking at the stream right now, you'll see that on Biden's side, there's actually a blank. Give us a suggestion. What do you think is something Joe Biden will do tonight? Put it in the chat real quick so we can add the best one will be added. What is something you think Biden is going to say tonight that would warrant a tally?
And do you think the ones that we have for Trump are fair? Did we miss something? Should we take something away? Should we double up on one that we have on the Trump side for Biden side?
Jess is going ham. Hold on. Let's go back from the top. Brock, both candidates have their shortcomings. That being the case, you have to yield to your political ideologies. I just and I agree totally with that, Brock. My whole thing is Hey, stop talking to him. My whole thing is, you're right. My ideologies say that there's a bunch of people who have suffered dramatically under Trump. So I want to stop those people from suffering. He's about to take away healthcare from 20 million people. If this Supreme Court now is already going through, they're going to vote Obamacare out. With that being said, but next thing, we need a third party for sure. But Texas is a perfect example of Texas governors have 5 parties and they still always end up with 2. I don't think it's about party. I think it's about getting people out to vote in 2 years from now when governors and these things can really propagate.
I'm gonna disagree with that. I think we definitely need a solid third party to mix things up. One where, we've talked about it, one where we can keep money. And I know, Jesse, you and I talked about it last weekend about getting money out of politics is something that Heero and I talk about a lot. Brock, I know you agree with that as well. If we had a real third party that ran on next to no money, just grassroots, little handouts here and there, enough to get from point A to point B, I think that would change a lot. That would change a whole lot. And this person has to be so tech savvy, everything's got to be Instagram live, Facebook live, everything has to be live. And you just go around and you actually talk to the people. You go door to door, you meet with your constituents. Like, Heero, what was that lady you said wrote like over 6,500 letters to her constituents that voted for her? Something like that. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Jesse also says,
did they lose their elderly population? I need to see Sweden's numbers because
Sweden's COVID statistics. So total cases 109,000, and that's down. They only have 5,900 deaths.
Only 5,900 deaths.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I have to see that. That's crazy.
No, this is
what's Sweden's total population?
That's what I'm looking up. Hey Google. Google doesn't want to talk to me. I guess I gotta type Sweden total population.
Wait, hold on. Let's get the volume up.
Yeah, because I can't hear. All right, we're getting it. 2-3 million. They only had 109,000 cases.
But have they been contact tracing accordingly?
But brother, if they have 109,000 cases and 5,900 deaths out of 10.2 million, 10.25 million people, that's still extremely crazy. It's excellent.
No, it is. But I'm also now curious to know more about, like, I don't know. My geography is shit, so I don't know who's around them. But,
UK, Poland, they're surrounded on one side by water. They're next to Finland, Norway. The United Kingdom's not far. Poland's not far. So yeah,
we'll dig into this later. But the next comment, it seems like America's population is resistant to being told what to do. I don't know that we'd be anywhere near leading the world in handling a virus with any administration. But actually, I think that would be different. Like, I think if our leaders took it serious in the beginning, the people would follow suit. If Trump supporters...
Okay, so let me ask you a question here. What do you think Joe Biden would have done differently than Trump?
He would have immediately gone into the lockdown. He wouldn't verbally abuse governors who were following through with it. He wouldn't have made this push to open up 2 weeks after initiating the state of emergency, the national emergency. And more importantly than anything, he would have never been caught on a hot mic saying it's a hoax.
The hoax comments out of pocket.
Yeah,
but all that aside, I'm talking about what actions would Joe Biden have taken? Let's just say hold on. All things being equal, let's just say Joe Biden and Kamala are in the White House. Fauci and the other, that really nice doctor lady, I forget her name.
Dr. Burke.
Yeah, if those were her two people, those two people were the same, which they probably would have. They were a holdover from the previous administration.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe he would have taken, listening to his quote unquote experts, he would have taken the same precautions?
I definitely believe he would have.
Okay, we would have been in the same situation if they're getting the same advice.
What I'm saying is he would have taken the steps that I suggested: wearing a mask, putting the lockdown into effect, and not rushing the economy open. These are all assumptions. I got my hand up. Can I finish? He also would have made sure that people would have had money to stay indoors as long as possible, so they wouldn't have a need to go back outside. Remember, people only went back outside because the government let them down.
So if the government handed out money, so here's the deal. Who stopped the money from this recent thing? Who said no to ensuring that the American people had money?
Who owns 2/3 of the party? 2/3 of the judiciary?
No, answering a question with a question. Who said no?
The Senate and the president said no to the $2 trillion deal.
No.
Did it? So why didn't they go through?
But Pelosi and Chuck are the ones.
They want $2 trillion, right? They want $2 trillion
for who?
For the people.
No. Okay, let's look at what Pelosi and Chuck did. So we were supposed to have the first deal was supposed to. Yeah, it was supposed to be a $3 trillion deal, and it ended up being a $5 trillion deal. $2 trillion of that went to the people, and $3 trillion of that went to bailing out banks who don't deserve a bailout, bailing out businesses who don't deserve a bailout. And okay, here we go.